Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. In this video, happened to leave that there. In this video I am going to show you how your phone is able to make phone calls on the cellular network. Now, as you heard, there's something called a SIM card. That is the very device. That is how you're able to make calls on the cellular network and send and receive text. Now, if you look at your credit card and you see the chip that is on there, that is a SIM card. So, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what it looks like, but first I got to turn this phone off. So I'm going to go to shutdown, and the phone is off. So, here's what you need to get to your SIM card. You need this little tool right here. Now, when I bought my iPhone 11, it came with this tool. Ironically, I had to help a family member out with the phone, and this particular tool that comes with the iPhone 11 will work on a Samsung Galaxy. So what you want to do is turn this in, pull it out. You want it just like this. So now it's going to vary from phone to phone where this is. The one that I worked on earlier was right here. So if you see this right here, you put it's basically keyed. You put the key in there. Now it differs from phone to phone. I don't want to bend this tool. Oh, there we go. It jammed up. You can make one of these actually. So here's the tool. So now I'm just going to put it right there. So what I pulled out was this card right here. Now if you could see it, it looks very familiar, doesn't it? This is the same thing that is on your credit card. Does very different things. The software for it is different. So now, since if you look here, that's a SIM card, which means I could take, if it was activated, that contains the ability to go on the internet on your cellular network. It allows you to make phone calls. It allows you to make text. So I am going to try right now. We're going to see what happens when you try to call without the SIM card. So I'm going to turn the phone back on. And the phone still should boot. Right? So it's telling me there's no SIM card installed. And as you can see up here, this is the iPhone 10. It was looking for it. So I'm going to turn my Wi-Fi off. See how there's no cellular option. So if I would try to make a phone call right now, it's not going to work, but we're going to see. So we'll go here, and I am going to dial, and I'm using this so it's not any particular phone number, so that way I don't want to accidentally give someone's phone number away, because that would be considered not ethical, and I'm a person of ethics. Excuse me. So now I'm going to push send. It says error performing request unknown error. which means that this device right here is the only way you can connect to the cellular network. So let's say I would get a card from T-Mobile. Since I have Sprint, even though they're the same company now, but let's say they're not. If I put that in there, that allows my phone to connect to their service. So it's basically a code to connect to there's a code on it. So what happens is when it sends the signal out, tells the phone to send the signal out, it'll connect to T-Mobile instead of Sprint. And yes, that's okay to do because you are on their service, you are paying for that, but you have to buy the SIM card first to set up an account before it'll work. So, now I enabled on this phone calls over Wi-Fi. So what should happen is, since I did that, we're going to turn this on. So let's see where that is. So that's Bluetooth, personal. See, the personal hotspot is even blacked out because you need the cellular device to do that. So now what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to make a phone call over Wi-Fi. And if it makes a call through Wi-Fi, you could do that too. So basically, when you take the SIM card out of your phone, you're taking the phone capability out of the phone and it becomes a tablet. That's all you're doing. So now what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to make a phone call. It won't do it because you need that. So now what I'm going to try to do is find all the options here to do that. And it's not going to be on here since I don't have it's not going to be on here since I don't have the SIM card in. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shove the SIM card back in. I'm going to keep the phone on. This is my iPhone 10, so if anything happens to it, to the network capability, it's going to take me a little bit to put it in, unfortunately. There we go. So you got to put it on the back side here, otherwise it won't go in. So now what I'm going to do, whoops, card fell out. So what you do is you hold it like this. Right? So I'm going to turn the phone this way, and I'm going to push it back in. There you go. Voila, you are back on the wireless, the cellular one. So now I have a carrier update, which means the settings could possibly have changed. So what you want to do is you want to update it. So now, if I go into cellular, we have the Wi-Fi calling, which means you can call over your Wi-Fi wireless network. So I'm going to turn that on. We're going to enable that. Oh, I have to contact Sprint on that one. Okay, never mind. So that's why it won't work. This phone is not hooked up to any particular plan. So anyway, that's how you are able to make a phone call. Now, if you have a tablet like I do, and you have seen that, I'm able to connect to this the cellular wide area network. That's because it has a SIM card. You literally take the phone capability off your phone when you take the SIM card out. That's why when you change carriers, it goes by the SIM card. So as I showed you on there, that SIM card is very, very important. So let's say you bought a phone from Sprint, as I said earlier. Let's say you want to go to T-Mobile. I know they own each other, but for example, you put that in there, you set up your account, you put the SIM card in there, and you do the carrier update. You're going to get that T-Mobile update, not the Sprint update. So anyway, that is it for this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe.